Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, guess what? It's your friendly neighborhood Fanboys, brought to you by MiddleOfNowhereGaming.com. I am your host, Jazz King. Alongside me, as always, Mr. Adam Leonard.
Pleasure to be here.
Woo! And we are back once again to talk about all the things in the world of geek and pop culture, including but not limited to comics, movies, TV, Comic-Con this past weekend, movies that we saw, big things happening in wrestling, because we're wrestling fans too. We talk about all of the things here with the Friendly Neighborhood Fanboys, brought to you by MiddleOfNowhereGaming.com. Adam, how you been, my friend?
I've been real well. How about you, Chaz?
I am doing swell. Yeah, swell.
Swell.
Yeah. I wonder where the origin of that word is. Like all's well? All's swell? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I wonder if it is like almost like a slur, like the two words got slurred together, and swell got created from the ashes thereof.
Yeah. Man, oh man, it's been a busy week in the world of pop culture and geekery, and it's been a couple weeks since we've hit the record button.
Yeah, it's been let's see here, it's been more than a couple weeks. It's been about 3. Has it really been about 3 weeks?
Damn, what happens to time?
We're both busy. We both work, and summer tends to be busier than usual.
Yeah, but hey, we're back, so we got you.
Yeah.
Woo.
Eventually we'll be on a regular schedule. We'll just keep on saying that.
Yeah. Well, we put it out in the universe, and it will eventually happen.
Yes, it will manifest.
Yeah, it's The Secret, that book. The Secret. I don't really know much more than it's a book about putting things out in the universe. Yes.
Yes. Boom.
Boom. Man, what do we want to tackle first?
Well, gosh, okay. I'm trying to think here. Anything exciting going on in your life, I suppose? Just real quick catch up.
Well, let's see. I guess I do want to say that all of the Rebirth books, the DC Comics Rebirth books, have been fantastic so far. And I'm really happy to report that with no just bias. They've just all been really pretty damn great so far. So if you've ever wanted to get into any of the DC pantheon of characters, now is the time to do so. It's really, really good stuff. Or just wait a couple months and get the first trades of everything, because you don't need to read anything else. Just read this. It's great. Yeah.
Cool. I wanted to check some of those out. Yeah,
it's very fun. Also just been playing games. Got the new character on Overwatch. Have not played with her yet because there's this whole thing. Once you downloaded the update, the servers crashed. So I just said, cool, I'll give you a week to sort that out. And I just haven't logged back in yet because I've just been busy doing work biz.
Yep, work's good. Paycheck's good.
Pulling some overtime. Overtime is nice.
Hey, extra money's good.
Yes, extra money.
Did you start up Witcher yet?
Not yet. Let's say I am maybe 10 hours from beginning, because I gotta finish my Mass Effect playthrough. My annual Mass Effect playthrough that actually isn't annual, I guess, anymore, because it took me almost 2.5 years to start it again. But that's almost over, so yeah, I gotta hit the final stretch in the last bit of the Citadel DLC. I can speak. And then I will be Witchering it up. All the stuff is installed. All the DLC is installed. All the extra looks, all the kill animations, all the extra crap is downloaded. So it's queued up. It's ready to go. It's exciting.
Cool.
Yeah. How about you? What you been playing?
I've actually been pretty boring play-wise. I've just actually been playing Warcraft, believe it or not, World of Warcraft. Partially because I really like it because I can do 2 things at once. I can watch stuff while I'm playing it, so it's kind of I've kind of been digging on that for a while because I can kind of do 2 things at once. So I've been playing that, though I have been considering picking up, kind of out of nowhere this week, it was announced that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 are now available for download
for
cool.
Next Gen.
So I'm pretty tempted to pick those up again. So basically I've been playing Warcraft, and kind of my latest endeavor is I watched through all of the Halloween films. I bought like the Halloween box set, so I watched all those, and that was fun. And now I'm watching a show that I think deserves some more credit, because I think it's honestly one of the funniest shows I've ever seen, but I've been watching working my way through all of Reno 911.
Ah, yes.
Reno 911 is such a funny show.
Yeah, that it was a show that I did not appreciate when it was on. And I think it was you that actually made me kind of turn around on it, because I'm like, oh, I don't know, I've only watched like one episode, and you were like, no, you should watch it. And yeah, on demand one day I just binged quite a few, and yeah, discovered that it is truly, truly great.
And it's kind of fun to go back and watch these kind of shows, because it's definitely yet another show where watching it now is kind of fun, because there are people who had like roles on the show who weren't necessarily big at that time, but have gone on to do more. Specifically, like Jim Rash has a reoccurring character on there. And so it's like, oh, that's the Dean. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Academy Award winner, right, for Best Adapted Screenplay.
So I've been watching that, and beyond that, also Mr. Robot's been back, so I've been watching Season 2 of Mr. Robot. It's been really awesome so far. Very interestingly, Mr. Robot actually added Craig Robinson to its second season.
Okay.
And, a very non-comic role.
Cool.
And I also watched Stranger Things on Netflix.
Yes, I've been hearing about this all over the social medias.
Yeah, it's like John Carpenter, Steven Spielberg, and Stephen King like all rolled into one. It's like this kind of sci-fi horror series. It's just like a love letter to like the 80s and like movies and television of the 80s. It is so good.
Cool. Is it like a anthology thing, or is it?
No, it's actually got a centralized plot. It's basically about this town is kind of torn apart when a boy disappears like into the woods and nobody knows where he went, and it's basically about the residents trying to find him. And there's all kinds of stuff going on. There's some kind of mysterious lab that's nearby the town. There's obviously some really shady stuff going on there. So you don't really know what's going on, and it kind of focuses on, like a cast of different characters. I would say if you had to pick, probably the primary characters are like a very like almost like Stand By Me or Goonie-esque group of childhood friends who like the boy like who are like the best friends of the boy who got kidnapped, or not kidnapped but disappeared. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, that's basically it. No real spoilers there. It's really good. Winona Ryder's in it. She plays the boy's mom, so that's kind of interesting to see her back out of nowhere.
Cool. Good for her. I always enjoyed her as an actress.
But it's really, really good. It's like I basically binge watched it. I think it's not very long. It's like only 8 episodes.
Oh, cool. So an easy binge.
Yeah, so I watched it I think on one weekend, and it was like crazy. Like it went like through my group of friends like wildfire. I think most of our group has seen it now over the course of like a week, like a long weekend.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to join in. I'll have to join in here pretty soon. I'll have a lot of free time. My lady is going on many adventures. She's going to go do a music festival in Oregon and then come back here. She's doing a show in the Hamptons right now, so I have a lot of free time, which is good because I'll be playing lots and lots of games.
Yeah, well, give it a watch and discuss.
Yes. Okay, let's see. What else to discuss?
Yeah, where do you want to go next? We have plenty of stuff.
Let's go. What's fresh? Let's go with Comic-Con stuff.
Okay, Comic-Con.
All right, so let's see. We got Ghost Rider coming to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I haven't really kept up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I was just kind of like, more than anything for me.
Same. I don't really watch the show, but Ghost Rider, if I hear it's done well, might be enough for me to at least tune in to current season, ? Because I know they're doing Inhumans, but they haven't introduced any of the Inhuman royal family.
I'm sure that's probably because they're holding them back for a movie.
Yeah, I hope so, because I like the Inhumans. I'm a weirdo, though. Except for I don't like the Inhumans at the expense of the X-Men, which is what's happening in the comic world right now, which bugs me. But
that's what they're kind of doing in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe too, right? Since they don't have mutants, they're just using Inhumans as like a
yeah,
kind of a placeholder thereof.
yeah, and it feels like, I know it's at the moment a conspiracy theory, but until Marvel just flat out says it, it's kind of just there. The writing's on the wall. They don't have the movie rights for the X-Men. They don't make as much money off of X-Men products as they do all the other things they own. So it feels like over the past 3 years or so, they've been slowly phasing out the X-Men and putting the Inhumans in the forefront. They're, even so far as to have an event happening later this year called Death of X, which features a 2-page spread promo image of the top half is all of the mutants dead and Cyclops crying out in agony. And then below is all the Inhumans flourishing and prospering because the Terrigen mist that turns everyone into Inhumans kills mutants. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really nervous about it because I love the X-Men, and I don't want to see them off of my comic book shelf. I know that little Cyclops is going to stick around. He's going to be in a book called Champions, but I don't know where everyone else is going, and it just seems weird to not have an X-Men book in the solicits, so I'm nervous.
Is this really a conspiracy theory at this point? Because I thought this was pretty much wholesale what Marvel's been doing, but haven't they also pretty much stymied the Fantastic Four as well?
Yeah, but they won't admit it. That's the thing. Whenever confronted with a question, they just won't admit it. They won't just fess up to yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Because the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards and Sue Storm and the kids are off in some weird thing doing their post-Secret Wars universe-building stuff. Ben Grimm is with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's their pilot now. And Johnny Storm is with the Inhumans. He's dating Medusa, which is weird because he also dated Medusa's little sister. Super weird.
I think that probably the reason they're not commenting on it is, first of all, I don't really think it's Marvel making this decision. I am 98% sure that it's the mouse calling the shots on this one.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I think they're probably just not going to be so dickish to directly say that, yeah, we're just basically drowning out these, or we're basically trying to drown out these film companies to release the rights to to release the rights to these properties so we have it all again.
Yeah, that makes them sound a lot better too than what I was saying. I'm just really nervous. I like my X characters. Yeah.
I have a feeling someday they will be back. Like I said, basically this is just a really crass and really just kind of aggressive strategy by Disney to try to encourage these studios to give up on these properties so that they can have all their stuff back and make all the money.
Yeah.
Which kind of speaking of which, tangentially about Disney being aggressive, did you announce at Comicon that Tower of Terror and Disney California Adventure is becoming the Guardians of the Galaxy breakout?
Yes, I did. I'm kind of sad to see Twilight Zone Tower of Terror go, but I like Guardians a lot, so I'm torn. I really love Tower of Terror. It's my favorite thing at California Adventure. Well, maybe California Screamin'. I don't know.
I guess I'm not so bitter about it only because Tower of Terror at California Adventure is pales in comparison to the actual version in Disney Hollywood Studios.
Very, very true.
So I'm not as sad to see it go because there's still somewhere else you can go and do it. I will be really angry if they had somewhere down the line decide if they were to do the same thing to the one at Hollywood Studios, because I think that's one of their best rides.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because obviously I don't know how much you know about Universal's licensing deal, but specifically it's it's the wording of the contract that allows Marvel to have, or Disney to have Marvel stuff in their California parks, but not the Florida parks.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's basically there's kind of a region that nobody else is allowed to have Marvel attractions in proximity to Islands of Adventure.
Ah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But California's outside of that region, so Disney could do what they want pretty much over there.
Very cool.
That's why also in Shanghai that there's that Iron Man ride.
Yeah, there's a part of me that just, like, kind of wants to go to Shanghai, just in general, but mainly for their Disney, because it looks dope.
Have you, like, if you want to see something really dope, have you, go watch the video of, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride they made at Shanghai? Like, oh my god.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like, just watching it like, this is, like, freaking crazy.
Cool. Will do. That will happen right after we podcast, my friend.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And Sunday we'll go to Shanghai, China. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll start a Kickstarter to send us to Shanghai.
Yeah, send the fanboys to Shanghai at GoFundMe fanboysgotoshanghai.com. That's not real. Don't actually donate money to that. Let's stick to Marvel news. Doctor Strange trailer 2 dropped. It was a trailer. You got to see more of Mads Mikkelsen being all menacing and weird looking. You got to hear more of Benedict Cumberbatch's weird American accent thing going on. Yeah, it looked cool. I'm definitely going to go see this movie. Do you have any additional thoughts on?
I am really excited. I think it's going to be a Marvel movie unlike any Marvel movie before it.
Yeah, some of those effects just look really killer and spooky and weird.
Like, the way I kind of envision it, this is like Marvel by way of, like, Inception, kind of.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be visually really out there and kind of trippy.
And, like, probably layers on layers of realities, and
yeah,
I could see them playing with some really out-of-the-box stuff, because just that name above the title, Marvel Studios, Doctor Strange, like, Marvel, that's going to sell tickets right there. So it's Marvel's at that point where they can basically do whatever the hell they want, and I think this movie is going to be like whatever the hell they want. They're going to do weird stuff with the Eye of Agamotto and, like, the spellcast spell of blinding from the Book of Phalanx or whatever stuff. Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, Marvel is far and away proven at this point with stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy and, Ant-Man, that really they can even do some of the weird or, like, traditional superhero-y stuff, and they absolutely make it work. And in fact, it did some of their best stuff.
Yeah. Very much agreed. Let's see, what else is in the way of Marvel news? Ego the Living Planet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kurt Russell will be playing Ego the Living Planet in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Star-Lord's father? ? That would be weird. That would be super duper weird. Like, hey son, so I banged a planet, and you were born later.
That's exactly what had happened, because they basically out and out said that he's the father, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how a planet impregnates a mortal woman.
Oh man, they could even play with some weird virgin birth stuff. Ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or what if it's like Ego the Living Planet is like Wizard of Oz? What if Kurt Russell is secretly like J-son of Spartax, and he's like some weird exiled former monarch figure, and he just lives inside of a big, like, fake planet thing?
I'm excited to find out one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm just excited that Volume 2, and man, that's right around the corner.
Yeah, that's coming out soon.
That's a year away.
We got some more Thor Ragnarok information. I'm actually starting to get, like, Thor's always been kind of one of the middling franchises for me of the Marvel universe, but I'm actually getting pretty excited for this one. I'm definitely very curious because they just basically seem to have crashed Planet Hulk right into the middle of this film.
Yes.
Because we got to see that pretty sweet picture of, like, Hulk's, like, gladiator armor.
Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be very cool.
Yeah. And then on top of that, we got some more trailers for some more Netflix Marvel stuff, which is exciting.
Yes, we got to see
Luke Cage.
I'm sorry if the siren is very loud. It's very loud here on my end. I hope it's not too piercing on yours.
It's manageable.
All right, cool. Well, now it is dispersing, and I can hear you once again. Yes, Luke Cage. Keep going.
We got the trailer for Luke Cage. We got a trailer for Iron Fist. I was pretty hyped to get that teaser trailer for The Defenders, which I cannot wait for.
Yeah, seriously. Like, even though it was just like, flat out teaser, I'm cool with teasers. Teasers are cool. And the fact that it's coming next year.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be something that there will be many a binge watch going on during that.
Yes.
I'm just kind of very curious to see how you do a TV version of, like, basically an Avengers type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be implying that the stick or that the hand are going to be playing a large role in the Defenders.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. They seem like a really, like a worthy adversary for the street level heroes, the gritty heroes of the Marvel Netflix / cinematic universe to combat against. And there's lots of them too, so we'll get really cool. I'm sure we'll get really cool action shots of Luke Cage and Iron Fist, like just doing some tandem offense against a bunch of red ninjas. That's gonna be cool.
You think we're going to get something else? You think we're going to get, like, do you think Kingpin's going to be out of prison by that point?
I would not doubt it. I definitely would not doubt it. If he's not out in the course of that series, he will be, like, the cliffhanger of that series. If he's not a main focus or just, like, a minor focus setting his pieces up, he will be the, like, look at all of the aftermath. Oh, look at all this destruction. Well, I guess I got to put it back together again, which could be really cool.
Yeah, I think he's going to probably be tangentially involved. So I'll make a bold prediction because they announced Daredevil season 3. Logic would predict, I think that probably in season 3, of course, Kingpin's going to be the main antagonist. I think they'll probably finally bring in Bullseye.
Yeah.
And I think probably the big crux moment of that season is I think Bullseye will probably kill Karen Page.
Ooh. Man, yeah, because he didn't kill Elektra. The Hand did that.
So.
And he did kill Karen Page in the comics, spoilers, in Kevin Smith's run with Joe Quesada, Guardian Devil.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen, because eventually, unfortunately, and I really like the woman who plays Karen Page. She does it very well, but unfortunately, I think they're probably going to eventually get her out of the way so that they can pursue, like, the weird supernatural freakiness of the Elektra Daredevil.
Yeah, and it's kind of an unfortunate fact of comics. If you are a Matt Murdock love interest of any kind, you kind of you get the shitty end of the stick. I'm sorry. You get the sharp end, usually, because poor Matt Murdock, he's put more women in the fridge than Jeffrey Dahmer. That was bad. I apologize for that. Send your hate mail to fnfanboys@gmail.com and send them to me. Jazz. Let's see. Anything else from Marvel from the Comic-Con front, or should we move over to the distinguished competition?
We can either go over the competition at this point.
Alrighty, distinguished competition, a.k.a. DC Comics, dropped a few bombs on the Comic-Con Hall H, the big panels. I just got to get this out of the way. Holy fucking shit, Wonder Woman looks cool as shit, and I'm super excited. 75 years later, and she finally gets a movie. This fanboy is really excited, and it looked really freaking awesome. That's my thoughts on Wonder Woman trailer. I can get more in depth, but that's my initial reaction. Adam?
I thought it was, like, the best of the bunch. I don't mean that it's like a backhanded compliment, because they all looked pretty darn good. But definitely when I was watching Wonder Woman, I was, like, definitely, like, all about what they were laying down. I'm like, this looks cool.
Yeah, like, and just from that opening shot on the beach, I just went, oh man, they're doing it, and they're doing it the way they should do it. Just tell an epic, cool, sweeping Wonder Woman story, because Wonder Woman is epic. She's epic as hell, and it's like the people who just can't see that, I just don't get it. I mean, I get it because Linda Carter's show after the first season turned into kind of a cheese fest, but even that's great. I mean, I'm just so excited for this movie. It's going to be so cool.
It kind of definitely feels like, and yeah, I'm super excited about it. I liked the tone of it a lot better because it was finally, here's like a DC property that doesn't feel like, oh, I'm so angsty.
Mm-hmm. Real
So
talk.
that's cool. It kind of feels like, and I kind of wonder if this is like, it kind of feels like this is kind of like Captain America with a Thor twist.
Yeah, and I'm so okay with that because I like both of those properties.
So yeah, I was all about. I really dug the fact that they decided to set it. Is it World War One or two? It's set during
World War One.
World War One. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. So yeah, I dig the fact that they're actually going to go ahead and make this like a period piece. It's not going to be like a modern day Wonder Woman. They're doing like a proper origin. They're just saying, yep, she's like, she is like, kind of eternal. So
Yeah, and it'll fit her line in BVS where she said 100 years ago I disappeared. Why did you disappear? You gave up on man. Why? And then we get to see in this movie, Chris Pine, man, did you drop the ball? Did you ruin it for all of us? Because Wonder Woman is cool, and we deserve her. And we finally get her 75 years later. My goodness. That shot where she swats the rocket out of the air with her shield, awesome. And just breaks the gun over her back. Oh, my God. Just cool stuff. And I liked that the jokes came from the situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, she's saying, you're a man. It's like, okay, well, yeah, duh. And then at the end, it's like, oh, man, the jokes came out of the situations instead of just like, I'm a joke. So it feels like a natural tonal shift. Like a shift in the right direction, but it doesn't feel like forced in any way, which I liked.
I really liked the line, and it actually made me audibly laugh out loud. It's right towards the end of the trailer where she, like, basically, I'm just kind of paraphrasing, but she's basically, I'm a secretary, and she's like, well, what's a secretary? I do what he tells me to, and I'll be wherever he tells me to be. And she goes, I don't know, that sounds kind of like a slave to me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, and the part that I just went nailed it was the Chris Pine says, I can't let you do this. And Wonder Woman says, what I do is not up to you. And I just went, fuck yes, nailed it. And yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, it's just great. I'm excited. Hopefully the movie lives up to the trailer because the trailer is great.
Yep. Like I said, I'm very optimistic about this film.
Alrighty, and another film that got a lot of attention, which I didn't actually expect we would see much from this film, but I'm glad they put it out. They even put up the little disclaimer. This was made by the filmmakers for Comicon, so it's not finished or anything because they're still filming this movie. But damn, Justice League footage. It looks good. Definitely a big tonal shift from the dark and dour and ever so moody Batman v Superman.
Definitely felt that.
There were jokes. Ben Affleck continues to just kind of kill it in my eyes as Bruce Wayne / Batman. Cyborg looks cool, even though I don't think this is the final version of Cyborg. I think this is like the beta version of Cyborg. He's almost ready, but then again, the movie's not done yet, so I have a feeling they'll clean him up a little bit. I love Grant Gustin. I love him. So I was really sketchy about this Flash. I'm still not quite sold on him being Barry, but I don't know. In my mind, I'll just imagine him as Wally West because that's how he played to me. Because Wally West has always been more Peter Parker-y, and I felt like Ezra Miller was Peter Parker in this trailer.
Yeah, like his line that I need friends was good. I still don't know just about the look of him, and this is kind of weird, I guess. But he still feels like this sounds really illogical. So I'm not like this is gonna sound totally illogical, but like he's funny because he's like almost like too model pretty that it makes me hard to take him seriously as a Flash. He kind of looks like a Zoolander in a Flash costume with those like cheekbones and so it's just like. And the costume I don't like quite as much as the CW version. Yeah,
the costume is weird. It's almost like like segmented mech or like robot.
Yeah.
Like a robot suit. He kind of looks more like Cyborg than Flash.
Because it just kind of feels like the Flash doesn't need like an overly complicated suit because, it should be just simply it should be aerodynamic and lightweight.
Yeah, like maybe that's battle armor. maybe that's for the final stretch, but I don't know. It looked like it was there in the Flash Cave. I don't know, what was that?
Right.
Yeah, let's see. Jason Momoa looked like Dothraki Aquaman, which is cool.
Will be interesting to see how that plays.
Yeah, there was one shot where I was like, all right, I see you, Jason Momoa. My girlfriend will appreciate this particular shot of you. Yeah, let's see. Who else was in that trailer? I thought the rapport between Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot is great. So I'm excited to see those two pal around and try to recruit people.
Oh, not in the trailer, but I don't think we've talked about this on the show yet. Have you seen any pictures of J.K. Simmons lately?
Yeah, swole.
Like, how, like, I'm kind of just perplexed, because I'm like, how buff does Commissioner Gordon need to be? Because Gary Oldman wasn't particularly buff, and he did it just fine.
Yeah, maybe J.K. just watched the Tim Burton version and went, "Well, I'm not going to be that guy."
Like, it felt a little bit too much in line with like Zack Snyder's like angsty DC universe, that even Commissioner Gordon needs to be just like jacked as fuck
and super veiny too. Like, I gotta be like super vascular. Check me out, bro.
He's gonna be like in the film with like a sleeveless like police uniform, and
oh no, he's wearing his jacket, like the patented tan jacket, but the sleeves are ripped off. But, like, not neatly ripped off, like Hulk ripped them off. I got
he's gonna, like, he looks like the Commissioner Gordon who in the first few minutes of the film is gonna, like, kick, like, Penguin in the dick and then, like, rip his heart out and, like, take a bite.
Yeah, like Uber 90s, like Rob Liefeld drew these covers.
Yeah.
Just, like, his chest is, like, 8 barrels wide.
Yeah. So it's just like, holy shit, when I saw the picture, I'm like, this is, like, kind of overkill.
I'm waiting for a montage of he and Bruce Wayne doing CrossFit together.
Pushing some barrels.
Yeah, smashing some tires with sledgehammer.
Anyway,
wailing on some chains.
I just thought that was worth pointing out, because I was a little taken aback when I saw that picture.
Yeah, it was definitely like, whoa. And look at that beard, too, my goodness.
Yeah, he looks like Macho Man Randy Savage right now.
Or like Ron Swanson when he ran away from his problems. Oh, boy.
I hope they recast him in Spider-Man Homecoming as J. Jonah Jameson, but he doesn't lose the muscles.
Or the beard. Just shows up.
Just like the angriest, most roided out, J. Jonah Jameson.
Get Spider-Man in here, brother. I'll take him down.
He like slams a paper on the table, and the table like breaks in half.
Get me a new table.
Or maybe secretly that is. Maybe he's going to be playing Bonesaw McGraw in like the Spider-Man Homecoming.
Bonesaw is ready. God. Buff JK. Awesome. Yeah, so Justice League looks cool. I'm excited.
Did you see that? Have you seen the movie Dope yet?
I have not seen the movie Dope.
Oh, you should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's awesome. It's such a good film.
I say the word dope a lot because I work in Midtown Comics and everyone says, "Oh, that's dope," and so now I've adapted it to my own vernacular.
Do you know anything about the movie Dope?
I know a little bit. Like they're making records, right? The kids?
Not exactly. Okay, so it's kind of an inner city movie, but it's also it's an inner city movie. It's a coming of age movie, and it's also kind of a nerd movie. So it's about these 3 kids who are kind of geeks, but they do live in the inner city, and they go to like an inner city high school. And yeah, they do have their own band, among other things. The central plot is that they, through like kind of a fate mishap, wind up with a bunch of drugs they have to get rid of, and so they're basically forced to sell these drugs.
Oh, damn.
So it's like I said, it's a very unique film. It's kind of like I have a hard time putting my finger on exactly one thing that it is, because it is kind of draws in all these different influences. But it's a fantastic film. It's on Netflix. You should watch it. It was one of the best films I saw last year easily.
Cool. Yeah, definitely will do.
But like the kids are doing pretty well for themselves. The girl from there's basically 3 kind of leadish characters, and the girl's now playing Iris West in the Flash movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
the other, not like the lead, but the other male kind of leadish character. He was also in, oh gosh, what is the name of that movie? He was also in, it was Wes Anderson's latest film about the hotel.
The Grand Budapest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was also a fantastic film. But anyways, he's playing like Flash Thompson, or like basically in like the new Spider-Man film, which is funny because he's not a jock. He's like a kind of scrawny little Asian kid or Indian kid.
Huh. Interesting.
So anyways, yeah, they're kind of blowing up and they're now doing like the superhero thing. So yeah,
very cool. Good for them. Let's get a
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Suicide Squad. Lots of little individual character trailers for Suicide Squad. The runtime was also revealed. A crisp, 101 minutes, I think, which I like after the 3-hour epics we've been getting lately from both sides. A nice, quick little jaunt at the movies, I think, will be a welcome surprise.
Yeah, the new trailers didn't really do anything for my hype, only because my hype is pretty much at maximum right now. I'm really excited for this film.
Yeah, and it's 10 days away. That's really close.
Yeah, I really hope that is as good as it looks like on paper, but I have confidence. I'm even, at this point, now that all the jokes are done and everybody's settled down, I'm just really interested to see this Joker.
Yeah, me too. I gave up on trying to figure out what it was, and now I just want to see it. And some of the stuff that he's doing, I'm just like, yeah, okay, I buy into that.
Do you know that to get into character as a Joker, he would send used condoms to his castmates?
That's gross.
Yeah.
Ew. No wonder there's that picture going around where Viola Davis is throwing some heavy shade at Jared Leto at that panel. She is not particularly happy with him, it seems.
Yeah, it's because it sounds like Jared Leto's kind of crazy, and he's one of those people that thinks the only way to get into a role is to fully throw yourself into the role. And I have a feeling that probably people don't really want to hang around with somebody who's fully Joker, especially that version of the Joker.
Yeah, that's weird. But I'm excited to see the end result because it looks like a lot of fun.
Speaking of shady Batman calls, by the way.
Oh God.
I was super duper stoked for Killing Joke. Now I'm not so sure.
Same. I definitely was oh, come on, Bruce Timm, really? You're going to do that? No. Hashtag Batsex. Let's just say that Barbara Gordon becomes Batgirl because she wants to bang Batman. Oh, and then they bang. And then Batman becomes really distant. And Batgirl's like, why is he so distant? And then we go into the Killing Joke. And if you've never read the Killing Joke, spoiler alert, Joker basically shoots Barbara right through the spine, cripples her, she becomes Oracle. But, yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. And it bugs me because Batgirl is already motivation only in the story, and now I feel like she's uber motivation instead of a super cool character in her own right. And as much as I love the Killing Joke, don't get me wrong, and I'm going to say something kind of controversial. Is the story really well done? Of course. Is the writing beautiful? Of course. Is it an amazing examination of this destructive and gross relationship between two dudes who are hell-bent on destroying each other but won't actually destroy each other because they're kind of twistedly in love with each other? Yes, it's beautiful, it's brilliant, it's wonderful. But it is also, in my opinion, one of the most misogynistic comics in the mainstream world of comics ever.
I think that's fair.
It treats women like garbage, but then again, that's kind of just Alan Moore. I feel like Alan Moore hates women, but that's a whole nother topic. And I don't feel like this choice makes it any less misogynistic. I feel like it makes it more so. Granted, I haven't watched this movie yet because it just came out today on Blu-ray and DVD and VOD. I will watch it by the next time we record, but I'm really nervous about this decision. I've always hated the idea of Barbara Gordon and Bruce Wayne together. I think it's gross because Batman has always been a paternal figure in the comics. And, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm weirded out by the decision, and, yeah.
Well, and did you hear about the blow-up that happened at the Comic-Con panel, too?
Oh, you mean, you want to say that again, Pussy?
Yeah, like, way to damage control there, buddy.
Yeah, hey, Brian Azzarello, bro, calm the fuck down.
So basically what we're talking about is, like, an internet journalist who had a chance to see the film had spouted out some comments during the Comic-Con panel for the Killing Joke movie, which caused one of the creators, Brian Azzarello, to actually say in the middle of the conference, yeah, you want to say that again to me, pussy?
Yep. And granted, the guy was kind of heckling because he wasn't at the podium. He just shouted it from the crowd. But then again, dude, when you're on a panel, you are an ambassador. You need to, like, be as diplomatic as possible and sell your shit because you are under the guise of a company, the company that made your movie, the company that produces this comic, and people who buy your comics, because Brian Azzarello is a very prolific comics writer. He wrote arguably my favorite run on Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chang. So the guy is a great writer, but goodness gracious, dude, you gotta think about what you're saying before you put it out, especially in this day and age. So yeah. I'm not particularly happy with how that situation was handled at all. Like, oh, dude. Yeah, and Bruce Timm's reasonings weren't really any better about, like, how, oh, well, it was always there in the Adam West Batman. It's like, dude, but the Adam West Batman is not what the comics have been for the past 30 years. You know? Oh, man, it's just weird. Just a weird situation and all. And I'm still going to watch the movie, and I'm sure the voice performances are great. Apparently, the second 40 minutes of the movie is just a spot-on adaptation of the book. So I guess if you want to just skip the first 40 minutes, I guess that chapter is in there that you can just skip to and start from there. So, hey, at least there's that option.
Okay, what to next?
Let's see. Want to talk Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I think it's probably about time. We both went and saw Ghostbusters. That's something that's been all over the place lately.
Yeah, whether good or bad or, yeah.
You know, is it just mirror of, like, the haters gotten a lot quieter since it's come out?
They definitely have, because I think the positivity has definitely outweighed the hate in most cases. Because, man, I feel like the hate was unwarranted. You know, I have to say it. I think the trolls out there forget, you know, when they say something like ruining my childhood, I think they forget that Ghostbusters 2 exists.
Right.
Because Ghostbusters 2 is kind of a garbage fire.
Like, I don't get that, though, because, I mean, like, maybe I haven't watched it closely recently, but I've always been a little bit confused about, like, this kind of... I mean, it's never going to be as good as the original Ghostbusters. That's just, like, a fact. But I just can't seem to remember or recollect from any times I watched it what's so terrible about it, other than it's kind of a rehash of the first movie.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know. It's... For some reason, that movie is tough for me to get through. I can't explain really what it is. Like, the first one I can put on pretty much anytime, anywhere, and get through it, enjoy it.
Right.
The second one, I get distracted, I walk away, I don't remember any lines from it. Like, I can't quote anything from Ghostbusters 2. I don't appreciate the movie. I don't know, maybe it's someone's favorite movie, and if it is, please tell me why. But I don't get it, I guess. I don't appreciate it at all, the second Ghostbusters movie. Because, yeah, this movie I thought was a lot better than that, that's for sure. Yeah.
So, shall we get into our thoughts on the new Ghostbusters then?
Let's do it.
I thought it was good. I wouldn't go so far to say it's great. Specifically, I think the plot has some issues. Particularly, it kind of falls apart in, like, the end. The end just kind of feels a muddled procession of things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But what overcomes that is it has a fucking fantastic cast that turns in a great performance, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah. The chemistry is undeniable between the five the four ladies and their dumbass secretary.
I think Melissa McCarthy is nice because I think she's playing a little bit out of type. I don't think she's playing like the clumsy kind of quote-unquote fat woman that unfortunately a lot of films I think utilize her for.
Mm-hmm.
So she was good. Kristen Wiig was good. Leslie Jones turned in the performance we were expecting, which is like I like what Leslie Jones does, so that's not a negative thing.
Yeah, same.
I think by far, I think there's probably two performances that really warrant specific note. First of all, why have I lost his name? Chris Hemsworth was surprisingly hilarious.
Yes, he was. He was fantastic.
He was dumb as a bag of rocks, but that worked so damn well.
The thing with his fingers and his eyes. Oh, it's so loud. Okay, he's covering his eyes. It was so stupid, but I laughed so hard. It's so dumb.
And by far the MVP of the entire movie, I think she's going to be a freaking superstar after this, and she deserves to be, is freaking Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
Just like everything she was doing, every scene she was in, she was just endlessly fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh man, like the crazy weird inventor, and my goodness, that fight scene at the end with her taking out a bunch of ghosts, so cool. I was like, damn, they're actually fighting ghosts. Yeah, very, very cool stuff. And, just everything she's doing.
She at first when first glance it was very easy, like from the trailers and stuff, just to kind of list her off as kind of like an Egon, basically the Egon knockoff, but she takes it in a very different direction.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably maybe my favorite scene in the entire film didn't really involve Ghost, but I thought it was just like a really cool gag that could have played out really typically, but then was unique just because of her character's persona. It had to have been early on in the film where she was dancing to De Burge and working on her equipment, and then that fire starts.
Yeah.
And in most films, there would probably be some kind of comic record scratch as the person realizes something on fire and starts to panic. But I love the fact that her character and the way her character reacts to that is she just keeps on going and still in rhythm, was still dancing, grabs the fire extinguisher and puts out the fire.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man.
Basically, my biggest hope is I hope this did well enough to get a sequel, because I think these ladies and that gent deserve a better Ghostbusters movie. This wasn't a bad Ghostbusters film, but if the story was on point,
mm-hmm.
I think it would be something really special, because I think those ladies brought their own thing to the game.
Yeah, 100% agreed. I enjoyed this film immensely. I want to go back and see it again.
I do too. It was definitely a film that I felt this compulsion, I need to see this again, because I just kind of need to experience it again. But yeah, like I said, I was happy. I was glad, because I think, while did it top the original Ghostbusters? No. Was it ever going to? No. But do I think that this shuts down anybody who says this was going to be a complete abortion of a film and destroy cinema as we know it? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so the cameos I thought were really classy too.
Yeah.
There was I guess spoilers. The bust of Egon was great, of Harold Ramis in the college. Bill Murray plays a paranormal debunker. That was funny. Mm-hmm. And Dan Aykroyd, the cab driver. And keep an eye out for Ernie Hudson, too, in the very end. Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget Sigourney Weaver, too.
Oh, Sigourney Weaver in the very end, yes. The credits.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a... Yeah, yep.
Oh, and what's her name? We got one. She was...
Oh, yeah, Annie Potts.
Yes, she was the receptionist in the hotel.
Yeah, like I said, good film. I recommend going to see it. Put aside what you... I think, basically, for me, I think this is the most important thing. Release the original Ghostbusters when you go see this.
Yeah.
Just try to say this is his own thing. Don't try to hold it directly up there. Just go in with an open mind, willing to experience this film for what it is, and I think you'll have a good time.
Agreed. So Ghostbusters gets a definite fanboy recommendation. Go watch it.
Yes. Alrighty.
So let's see. Anything else in the world of geekery before we dive and head first into the world of wrestling?
No, I think we're going to be closing on wrestling tonight, but there's stuff to talk about.
Man, is there a lot of stuff to talk about. Goodness gracious. Okay,
should we say, and this is going to be the first time we're going to say this, Should we just start with TNA?
I think we should start with TNA. We should maybe begin the final deletion. Delete.
So like, oh my God. Okay.
What the shit?
Okay, let me just back up for a second. For anybody who knows a little bit about wrestling, I'm going to kind of talk you in the direction of what we're talking about here. So, if you're even a casually wrestling fan, you probably know who the Hardy Boys are from their time in WWE. Mm-hmm. They left WWE, and they moved over to TNA, and they are now feuding with each other, but in, like, this most bizarre, like, this is kind of like The Room, the movie of wrestling. Like, there's this bizarre storyline where Matt Hardy got hit on the head and now is talking with, like some kind of weird Sweeney Todd-esque accent, and it's got, like, this weird stripe in his hair.
And we should definitely disclaim, we're talking the Tommy Wiseau film, not the Academy Award-nominated one with Brie Larson in it.
And he's, like, calling himself, like, ruined Matt Hardy, and he blames everything in his life on his brother Jeff, who's now calling brother Nero for some reason.
Broken.
And they, broken Matt Hardy, not ruined Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy.
Oh, God.
And they had a match earlier in July that took place. It wasn't like in an arena. It wasn't live. It was something that was filmed supposedly at Matt Hardy's house in his backyard that involved like a ring and some fireworks and like a Latin gardener and a lot of drones.
Yeah, it was okay. So Matt Hardy is throwing a birthday party for his child, and he decides that now is the time to prepare the arena for battle. And he gets his landscaper, who also, Adam, you can buy a T-shirt of that guy's landscaping company on ProWrestlingTees.com.
Oh, I've seen the T-shirts. I'm trying to convince Skylar that he needs a Matt Hardy shirt and I need a Brother Nero shirt so we can wear them in public together.
And I'll get a landscaping one, so when I show up, I can prepare your arena for battle.
Okay, but we'll continue this.
Yes.
Trying to explain the story.
Okay, so he decides to prepare the arena for battle, which involves, I guess, putting fireworks under the ring. And Matt Hardy has a ring in his backyard, FYI. And then he decides to send drones to his brother's house. And his brother is just calmly playing guitar. You know, he's enjoying his afternoon. It looks like a lovely day in North Carolina. You know, the sun is out, and he's playing his guitar. And then a drone bursts in through his sliding glass door.
Okay, before you go further, there's also something I need to point out because it becomes relevant later. Can we also point out that it like pans to like Jeff Hardy's like lawn, and his lawn's like carved with what looks like Prince symbols?
Oh, I forgot about those. Oh my God!
Because those become important to hear in a little bit.
Yeah, they do. Okay.
Okay, anyways, continue.
So this drone projects an image of broken Matt Hardy saying, "Brother Nero, it's time for our final deletion. You will be deleted." And then the drone spawns a bunch of mini drones, which Jeff Hardy then proceeds to beat to death with his guitar that he was so wholesomely playing moments before, smashing little drones. Meanwhile, while Jeff Hardy is occupied with these little drones, out in his Prince crop circle yard, broken Matt Hardy has a sitting lawnmower running over all of his awesome Prince designs. What an evil person. I'm like,
and he had his drone had a name. I can't remember. It was like Armada 1 or something like that.
It was Vanguard 1.
Vanguard 1, yeah.
He threw up the V1, which was a gimmick that he did way back in 2003. Matt Hardy.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
And so then the match itself is just beyond bizarre. Like I said, he has this his Mexican gardener prepare the backyard, and they fight in the ring for a while, and then they get out of the ring and fireworks. They're fireworks. All of a sudden they have Roman candles and they're firing them at each other. And Matt Hardy at one point hides from the Roman candles underneath his boat, which later on after the match he gives the boat a name for sheltering him from Brother Nero's hellfire.
Yep.
And they fight some at one point I think Jeff Hardy climbs a tree and jumps off at Matt Hardy.
Yep.
And then there's like a giant. Is it a giant? Is it a giant flaming symbol?
Yep, it's the giant Hardy symbol. Just
yeah, and it's like
hanging out in the yard.
And there seems to be like a grave or like a pit of some sort, but that's where like Jeff Hardy winds up in the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so the ending proceeds. Jeff Hardy climbs to the top of that, presumably to dive on top of broken Matt Hardy. And Matt proceeds to light the symbol on fire, causing his brother to fall, quote-unquote, to his deletion.
Because whoever wins gets the Hardy name. That was like the stipulation. Is like whoever wins is the only true Hardy.
Yep. So I guess Jeff is just Jeff now.
Yeah, and then Jeff went on after this to go like act a fool at like a Juggalo show. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
Yeah, he was at the gathering of Juggalos and was apparently acting all insane. Let me see if I can pull this up while you're. Why don't you tell us what you thought of this match?
I thought it was a train wreck honestly, in the best sort of way. It was just, what the hell am I watching? Everything from the little mini drones to the dirt bike chase. I forgot to mention there was a dirt bike chase where Jeff Hardy is just driving around trying to chase after this drone, which leads him directly to his brother's estate. Oh, and they live like a mile from each other. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, take that for what you will, because logic. My goodness, this whole thing was... Gosh, the editing, too, was so bad. So it was daylight when the drones attacked. It was nighttime by the time that Jeff got to Matt Hardy. And then by the time the match was over, it was daylight again. So I presume these two actually wrestled for about 12 hours.
Uh-huh, definitely, because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It fascinated me because it was just, like, so atrociously bad it was good. But, like, it's weird, but then I, like, I went to YouTube to watch other people's reactions, and there's people, like, who are honestly reacting like this is, like, the best thing in wrestling ever.
No.
So I might be, if all of TNA was like that, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah, that's admitted. That's real talk.
Because for whatever, good, bad, or other, I was witnessing something. That's really what it was. Like, this is like something unlike anything I've ever seen before. And I was enthralled by it. Yeah,
it was definitely a fascinating piece of television.
So here's the post story to that. This was a sent-in user report sent into Wrestling Edge. I intended bloody mania tonight at the gathering of the Juggalos, and Jeff Hardy was involved in the main event. He botched several moves over the course of the match, including one that caused several people to be concerned for his well-being. After the match, Jeff went on a rampage and continually set up tables and ladders and began drop-kicking or just generally attacking and destroying the chairs and ladders. He took a cardboard cutout of Arnold Schwarzenegger and climbed up a ladder with it and then pointed to the sky. I assume he thought this was a person who he thought was dead. It was just a train wreck moment for him.
Well, maybe he's broken Jeff Hardy now. Maybe he's going to join the cult of Deletion.
And so then it's funny because I saw that story, and then I just saw a story a couple days later, just like within this week, where basically now Jeff Hardy's going on record saying like, yeah, I would definitely come back to the WWE if they'd have me. It's like, oof.
Sure, bro. Sure. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Yeah, so anyways, that was my brief moment where I had an interest in TNA. I tried to watch the entire pay-per-view around it, and I got through maybe one match, and I just started telling Skylar to fast forward.
Yeah.
I think we stopped long enough so Skylar could show me who Crazy Steve was, who's like a wrestling clown.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's just like a clown, right?
He's basically like a Juggalo in TNA.
Okay, well, woot woot, I guess.
But yeah, the entire project, the entire TNA thing just seemed really generic and unappealing, and it was really weird too, because it kind of feels like TNA is crumbling so badly that they released before the final deletion. They basically released a promo video where they signed the contracts for this. Did you see that?
I did, yes.
And then it was so this video gets released, and then instantly some people from TNA follow up by God, what's his name? I think E3 is his name, or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Ethan Carter the third.
Yeah. Okay. So he then posts a video where he basically openly mocks that video, and so now you've got your own wrestlers making fun of your guys' product. Like this is kind of out of control.
Yeah.
And apparently it's just a fiasco. They're trying to sell the company. Sounds like a lot of people haven't been paid in weeks.
Yeah, I'm really kind of sad to see them go just because I like wrestling and I want all the wrestling all the time, but they haven't been. And I'm pretty lenient. I'm a pretty lenient wrestling fan when you don't insult my intelligence too much, because let's just face it, wrestling insults intelligence a lot sometimes. But I'm willing to forgive a lot, and I just haven't been into TNA in I don't know, 5 years. And I tried. I keep trying. I go back once a year and really, really try. But it's tough when, your top guys go somewhere else. Samoa Joe left for NXT. Bobby Roode is in NXT now. Austin Aries is in NXT. Eric Young is in NXT. So they're just all leaving for, honestly, the brand that's doing it better.
Well, I think it's the problem that's always kind of been the problem, and it makes me sad because there was a point where TNA was I probably liked TNA better than WWE, to be honest. I thought that some of their top workers were just better than what the WWE was featuring.
Same, yeah. I want to say it's 2005 to late 2006, 2007, early.
Just the time when AJ Styles, Joe, and Christopher Daniels were all competing.
Mm-hmm. And then you had Kurt Angle added to that mix a little bit. Christian was added to that mix. Jeff Jarrett was there, but it was really about the other guys.
But some of those people are kind of indicative of the larger problem, is that TNA was always afraid to put the company on the shoulders of their original talent. They always were dependent upon bringing in older stars who have left the E or EC or WCW, and would want to try to use their star power to compete with the WWE, and that was never going to work. They might have had it.
We are back to a regularly scheduled program.
I think I have to hit record again. Are we recording again? Yeah, looks like we're recording again.
Sweet.
Anyways, yeah, it's just they just needed to put the company back on their shoulders, really. Or, they really needed to take a bigger risk on their, new talent rather than rely on older, older well-known wrestlers.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, so we're kind of running a little long. So do we want to get into, do we want to try to plow through some WWE stuff real quick?
Sure. Let's give our quick thoughts.
Okay.
Let's see. Battleground was good.
Yes.
Holy crap, Owens and Zayn.
Yep, match of the night, probably one of the best matches of the year. Oh my god, that finishing sequence.
Yes, my goodness, those suplexes. Ugh.
2 exploder suplexes, a hell of a kick, and then Sami Zayn embracing Kevin Owens, only to set him up for one more hell of a kick.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was the total story. There was a lot of emotion. That match was awesome. And I just and the part where Kevin Owens is just straight up yelling at Sami Zayn, why won't you stay down?
Yeah.
Oh, it was such a good match.
Yeah. Those two, man, I love those guys. And I feel like they must love and trust each other very much to do some of the things they do to each other. Like that suplex on the apron. Ow. But hey, we've done worse to each other, so I trust you, bro. You know what made me put a smile on my face is being able to hear the audience chant "Fight Forever." Yeah, that's a cool chant. I'm really glad that exists. I also think I caught one. I don't know if it was this one, but I also just watched yesterday. I just watched Nakamura versus Baylor. Oh yeah. I think one of those two matches. I also heard the fans going instead of because normally it's let's go Baylor, let's go Nakamura. But they're at one point, for one of those two matches, it might even been both. I could clearly hear a chant that said, "Let's go both these guys." Yeah, both these guys, both these guys. Yep.
So yeah, so that was the most outstanding thing for me, as it was. I think that match was great. It was also good to see Bayley, however brief, in the main roster.
Yeah, because wrestling is really dumb sometimes, and Eva Marie gets drafted, but Bayley stays in NXT because that makes sense.
I was completely satisfied by the end. I'm a big Dean Ambrose fan, and I was really hoping they weren't going to shaft him on this whole title run.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting him win clean, even if it's probably somewhat a punishment to Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay, man. Hey, you screwed up, and now you got to take your licks. You'll be back, Roman. It's fine. But for now, we're going to make some names off of you.
Yeah, and did that punishment continue into the next night?
My goodness, Stephanie McMahon was cold, dude. That was really funny. Oh, where she was like, you're not a good guy, you're not a bad guy, you're a loser. And like her silly hand gesture, I was like, damn it, Steph. Why are you so good? But yeah.
And so it's just kind of, I just have to, just worth remarking once again, holy crap, that Baylor is going from NXT pretty much right away to the main event of the second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah, that's insane. And from what I understand on the interwebs, of course it's the interwebs, so grain of salt, but the original plan was Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for that title. But after that clean victory last night, there's no debating. Finn Balor's going instead. Finn Balor beat Roman Reigns clean in the ring. Something I was like, wait, what? I fully expected like Roman to pull it out and Finn to look really strong but not win because, you know, it's his debut night in the big stage. But no, they let him win. And holy shit. Yeah, I'm really impressed.
What do you think the odds are that he might actually win it at SummerSlam?
You know, I would say he's got like a 30% chance. Not like super high, because I think Rollins is their guy. And it would be nice to have like a babyface champ on SmackDown, a heel champ on Raw, and I think a Finn Balor, Seth Rollins extended program would be really, really good.
Yeah, I could see that. Like my only worry is that it kind of did the same thing to AJ Styles, and now he's kind of idling because like they wanted to like say like this guy's a big deal, but they didn't want to pull the trigger on him.
Yeah.
And so now he's kind of there, and now he's losing unnecessarily to John Cena.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get an end to that pretty soon.
So I just hope that they do something great with Finn Balor. Like I said, I saw his match against Nakamura. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh my God, Nakamura versus Joe is going to happen.
That is going to be stiff as fuck.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Do you think they're going to pull the trigger on Nakamura?
I'm not sure. There's a part of me that kind of, like, I love Nakamura to death, and I want to see it, but I don't know if I want to see it right away. I think maybe Nakamura wins it in the rematch, and then we get a best-of-3 situation, because I think it would be great to establish Samoa Joe as, like, the freaking beast of NXT. Like, he's calling himself the Emperor. Like, let him be for a little while, because Joe is great, and as a heel champion, he's perfect. And I just kind of want to see that continue, because I was shocked when they had him beat Finn in the cage. Admittedly, I was like, "Oh, Finn will get it back." Oh, he didn't get it back, and so there's a part of me that feels they might do something like Joe locks in the choke, Nakamura doesn't tap, but he passes out, kind of thing. So it's like, all right, well, he didn't quit, but he still lost. And so Nakamura still looks like a beast, looks like he can beat Joe, maybe if he gets another shot.
I'm a little worried simply because I think they've got something truly special with Nakamura, and they need to protect the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I just think I don't know if I want to see a loss on him.
Yeah.
I would like to see him win for a very long time, and it should be a very big deal when somebody finally beats him.
Yeah, I could see that too. And I wonder if he'll get called up anytime soon.
Well, it's kind of my thought is I wonder if maybe they're starting to think about calling up Joe, and that might be the natural way of things here, is that he needs to drop the belt for that to happen.
Yeah, that's true too. And the Brooklyn crowd will be rabid if last year is any indication.
But I mean, they're both deserving. Like I said, I don't have any problem with Joe as champ, and I'm all for Joe too, because Joe's fucking awesome. Just so long as I just want to see Nakamura protected, to see something, they got something really special there.
Yeah.
And I hope that and I think they are, but they just need to be aware of how special a thing they've got there.
Yeah, we'll see come Brooklyn. That's pretty cool. A match I thought was going to happen at Brooklyn happened last night. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks.
Yep.
I didn't anticipate that happening until SummerSlam, but my girl, man, she won that belt fair and square. Awesome. Great match, too.
Yeah, I like her a lot. She's great. She's got a lot of charisma and a lot of presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and beyond that, what else? The Cruiserweight Classic is really cool.
It really is, and I am excited for it every single week. It's like kind of the water cooler show at my work right now because there's lots of wrestling fans. There's actually like 3 or 4 of us, but yeah, the Cruiserweight Classic has us all excited. It's really cool.
Yeah, it makes me sad that it's single elimination because like all of these wrestlers are interesting to me.
Yeah, but what's cool, the announcement on Raw, the Cruiserweight division is coming to Raw.
That's cool. I'm down with it.
Yeah, because they have 3 hours to fill. So having a Cruiserweight division will be really awesome.
Yep.
And I think the winner of the tournament's going to get a title, and I think that's what's going to be. It'll be like the old Monday Nitro where the first hour is basically like Cruiserweights and tag teams.
Do you have a guess who you think is going to win?
I think it's going to come down to Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi.
Okay, we saw Ibushi on the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We haven't seen Zack Sabre Jr. yet. I think he's on this upcoming episode this week.
You know who I'm actually most intrigued to see, like the guy out of, when they showed all like the interviews and because you watched the Bracketology episode, right?
Yes.
I am really fascinated by the other British guy.
Which one is that?
I can't remember his first name. His last name's Gallagher.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He just like the way he talks about wrestling and how he wrestles just sounds fascinating to me.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see all these guys because there's some of them that I haven't seen before. I haven't seen Gallagher yet. So, and I've seen Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi, and I just, from what I understand, though of course internet, so grain of salt, Kota Ibushi has signed an NXT deal. Mm-hmm. So there's a part of me that thinks, all right, maybe he'll be the guy because they got him in some sort of deal. But who knows? They could have a bunch of those guys under deals we just don't know about yet.
I also really liked the guy from Dragon Gate who was in the main event of the second episode.
Yeah. Dragon Gate is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys are so fast. So fast.
Yeah. Yeah, excited to watch more. It's just like this feels like it just feels like for every dumb decision WWE is making right now, there's stuff like this that constantly just points that really they're also embracing so much right now.
Yeah, it's like they discovered the internet exists and that the wrestling world is actually really small.
Right.
Like dropping names like, yeah, I wrestled this guy in Ring of Honor. Like, it's like, dude, Daniel Bryan just mentioned Ring of Honor in commentary on the WWE Network. That's pretty cool.
Yep, we'll be keep on talking about this as this happens.
Absolutely. So that has been a jam-packed episode of your Friendly Neighborhood Fanboys. Went a little long, but man, there was a lot to talk about.
Yes.
And definitely, I've been Chaz King. That's Adam Leonard. We are your Friendly Neighborhood Fanboys. Definitely make sure to follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at FNFanboys. Send us an email at fnfanboys@gmail.com. Make sure to follow Middle of Nowhere Gaming. Their Twitch channel is Mong Plays. They got a YouTube. Definitely check out Middle of Nowhere Gaming. Bookmark the website, middleofnowheregaming.com. Listen to the awesome podcasts that are on middleofnowheregaming.com featuring Mr. Adam Leonard, the Mong Podcast. Solid show. Also, you're on PlayStation Plus, you and me, right?
Yeah, it's a streaming thing we do monthly, and I'm occasionally on that.
Definitely check all of those awesome things out with middleofnowheregaming.com. Once again, I've been Chaz King.
Adam Leonard.
We are your Friendly Neighborhood Fanboys, and we will catch you next time. Hopefully much sooner than the last time.